I am constantly wondering what it's like to be someone with like actual confidence and not just hilarious amounts of insanity.
Yeah, fair enough. You know
Also,
what?
what about people who like football?
Football.
What's that like?
We're live.
Sorry, say that again.
Okay, so you know, like proper lads, sort of like football fans. I don't understand it, and props to them, they're enjoying themselves, but it just makes absolutely zero sense to me. Like, if you enjoy playing the game, that's fine, but I don't understand like the watching it and finding joy in that. But as I said, each their own. It just makes no sense to me.
Yeah, see, it's hard because I am also one of them. I am quite a weird person because I am a nerd. I love my football, I love my cars. I read comics, play video games. Like I do a bit of everything. My missus hates it. She hates me for it because I do a lot of things. I don't know. It's hard to explain.
You're not like other boys.
I don't know about that. No, it is really hard to explain. Obviously I grew up playing it, and then obviously like you watch your team play. I've been and watched them live. That's an amazing experience. I don't know. It's a tough one to explain, actually. I do get what you mean, though. There are, I think, like in most kind of hobbies, there are like the extreme sort of ones that, the ones that like go and fight. Like that's just a bit weird to me. Like, I've never understood that. But
You mean like wrestling?
no, like as in the sense of like you've got some people who go to watch football to literally fight. It's just like mental. But
yeah, ultras.
Yeah, but the actual sport itself.
Very strange.
Yeah, no, really strange.
Oh, I'm trying to fix something.
Again?
Yes, again. I'm sorry. More things broke.
How did more things break?
I don't know. Don't ask. These things
Okay,
just
sorry.
happen. No, it's fine. These things just happen. I couldn't tell you why or how.
They just did.
They just did. Yeah. Alright, it's fine. It's only that all your names have disappeared, so I have no idea what's going on in Discord. But that's fine. I can still hear you.
God, you sound like you're having fun.
Yeah, I am. Hello, everyone, and welcome to Crabby D&D. I am here with Beau.
Hello.
Cat. Cat is here somewhere. Kirv.
Hey.
Romulus. And Vinny.
Hello.
So both Harlan and Jamie are being mean, or they are genuinely not here at this moment. Either way, this is what happens. Look, we've been having technical difficulties for the past hour and a bit now. So, I have. So, it will be a shorter session today. But if you're all sitting comfortably...
You hear me now?
Yes, I can hear you now.
Okay, don't touch me, right? I may have accidentally unplugged my mic. I was trying to work out where to plug my mouse, because I was like, oh, I need to plug my mouse in. So I was like, what this USB cable goes to, so I pulled it out.
At least your issue was easy to solve.
But trying to get to my computer is a work of art at the moment. But yeah.
Fair enough. Anyway. Good to have you here. After these difficult technical issues, I'm glad that we're finally back to this. Let us remind ourselves of what happened previously. Last session, our party of adventurers, Beau, Cat, Kirv, Mortar, Romulus, and Vinny, had approached a circus in search of a goose and a bounty. Discovering demons within, they fought and uncovered a Shadowbriar demon who seemed to be leading the show, the individual known as the Thornreaper. With the fight unraveling and difficult, the contest of this being that they did not know where their enemy was, the Thornreaper concluded the fight, clutching the Goose and tearing a portal behind them as they plane shifted out and back to the abyss, leaving only a whisper in Kirv's ear. The circus around you, the tent flapping, the sound of the wind outside now picking up a bit more, the extra-dimensional space seemingly abandoned in this sense, reverting back to a traditional tent as the doorway is unlocked once more. Kirv, you stand there, those words almost haunting in that moment, the rest of you having watched the creature, the demon, leave with the Goose in hand. You've failed.
I'd say at this point, after watching this person with the Goose, and I would be able to see that it was the abyss on the other side.
Yes, very much so.
Mm-hmm. And I see the portal closing, and for a second, Kirv is totally still. And then she just starts to shake. And she just is staring at the spot on the tent where the portal has gone. She doesn't say anything.
Mic was muted. I'm gonna go.
Was it muted or did you pull it out again?
No, I blew my nose, so I muted the mic and I forgot that I needed to unmute the damn thing. I'm gonna go over. I'm gonna make sure everyone's all okay, as I'm gonna head over towards Kirv and make sure she's okay and ask. Did you recognize that other side?
Head just suddenly shifts to look at Cat, and it's unclear whether she has or not, but she's still shivering. And before she realizes, there's this clank on the ground that sort of stirs her, and she looks down and she's dropped her weapon. And she looks back up at Cat and just says, I think I need a minute. And she looks away and leaves the tent.
As she...
Did you pick up your weapon?
No, she does not pick up her weapon.
Okay.
As she leaves, Vinny, she kind of moves past you with relative haste as you were relatively close to the entrance as she leaves. The rest of the tents nearby flapping, but otherwise that being the only sound that you hear.
Alright. I'm not just going to leave this on the floor, just in case. So I'll pick it up, give it back when we catch up.
Okay.
I'll make sure everyone else is alright. Are you all doing fine? Even the new guy who I technically don't know his name, so...
He kind of like, you see him like holding his kind of like his side with like a bit of blood come down. He's like, yeah, I'm all good.
Good.
Did you get your trophy?
Yeah, I got it.
Okay. Well, this hasn't been a complete failure, at least. If you don't mind, I think we may have some questions about who exactly they were. What exactly is going on here? Because we just stumbled in looking for the Goose.
I can tell you as much as I know. I don't know too much. Just that this guy was here.
No, that's fine. But you're here collecting a bounty, correct?
Yeah.
Maybe they know something that could help us?
Yeah, it's worth a
People
try.
that issued it? Right, thank you.
Oh, introduction. Of course. I'm gonna hold out a hand. Well, I'm gonna hold out my tentacles. Hi, I'm Cat. They're gonna hold out my other hand, which has got the mouth and the eyes on it. Hi.
Beau extends his right hand, but doesn't really know where to put it. So he kind of just sort of puts it closer to you, hoping that you'll be the one to extend.
Oh, right. Which hand is that? Okay, I'll just rest one of the tentacles and just shakes. Like, yeah.
Nice to meet you. I'm Beau.
Hi. And look over to the other people. Introductions?
Oh, of course, how rude of me. I'm Vinny.
Mortar introduces himself, kind of nodding but solemn, just saying, Mortar. And Romulus is unusually quiet, as he seems to be staring off. I don't know if Harlan's
He's my
having
dad.
technical difficulties now, but I hope not.
This is passed to another.
It certainly is a cursed Sunday.
Mm-hmm.
Sunday.
Yeah.
Well, shall we go and take a rest? Everyone looks pretty exhausted.
Yeah, I definitely could do with one.
I only almost died. I can probably keep going.
Speaking of, any failed death saves that people have, they can now remove because combat is over.
Okay.
Right. Then, was there a campfire outside? There was. Should we go sit round the fire? Take a rest?
Yeah, that's probably a good idea. We can all get on the same page while we're at it.
And Kirv, where would you like to be with all this going on?
I would imagine she'd run into one of the tents.
Okay. You run into one of the tents. As you enter it, you see that there is a pile of what you can only assume is slop in the middle. What looks to be bones sticking out of it. From a cursory glance, you've seen piles of decomposing bodies before. Quite possibly people.
Mm-hmm. I'd say after everything, that surprisingly isn't bothering her. Or maybe not so surprisingly.
Mhm.
But yeah, she's just going to. She is in a panicked state, and she's just walking around inside the tent, trying to work through this anxious energy. Hands sort of crawling through her hair, and until she sort of ends up just sitting in the middle of the tent, legs crossed over her chest.
Okay. The rest of you sat round the fire. Take this time to compose yourselves, to recover after the events that have transpired.
What's the time?
If I remember correctly, it should be around 2-3 p.m. at this current time.
Okay. So I'll ask Beau. So where did you come from?
Oh. Sorry, one sec. Come from a small town called Drell.
Okay. Is that where you got the bounty?
No, to be fair, I can't even remember what the village is called. It's just around the corner.
Braylon.
Braylon. There you go.
That's where we're heading.
Works out then. We can travel together to the back to the village.
Yeah. That
Sounds
sounds. Mm-hmm. Okay.
So what are you guys doing out here anyway, apart from looking for a goose?
Gonna look over at Vinny. I don't know how much I can say.
Well, we've just been down south in the Ice King's domain. We had to take care of some business now there, and we're on our way back now.
Nice. You guys got room for one more to join you?
Certainly. We'd be happy with the company, but you in particular seem to know what you're doing.
Yeah, I always find it safer to travel in packs. Been on my own for a few days, so... Sorry.
If it's not too personal of a question, how come you find yourself on your own at the moment?
It's quite hard to find people in this line of work that want to work together. Money's not great, so...
That's fair enough. I mean, yeah, we're not really bounty hunters in the classical sense, but I guess we do dabble in that sort of thing.
It's just more of a pastime for me. Way to earn some money while I kind of travel around.
Oh, fair.
We definitely do travelling.
Yeah. Nice. Heading anywhere specific?
Well, then the Dwarven Kingdom, then Zakers.
Never been there before. I'll be happy to go.
Okay, fair.
Yes. Personally, I'm from up north, up near the coast. I don't know if you've ever been up that way, but I came down south looking for a friend.
Okay. Did he get in trouble,
That's one way of putting it, yeah. She's fine now, I think. So, on your travels, are you just looking to see the world, or searching for something more specific?
You could say I'm looking for someone as well, to be fair. and Drell's not exactly a nice place to be, so prefer to get out.
Do you know where this person roughly went that you're looking for?
No idea. No idea. He didn't specify, and he's very much like me, more of a wanderer than a settler, so he could be anywhere.
Oh. Huh. Well, I mean,
Take
while you're traveling with us, we can help.
Yeah, that'd be brilliant. Yeah, I mean, I won't say no. Every other group I've kind of like tried to join with hasn't really worked out, so you guys seem to be able to handle yourselves, so I'm sure that's not the case.
Well, you don't know us that well yet.
That comment just sort of like, oh gosh.
And something just for clarity for you here, Beau. Drell is directly beneath Zaker's Crossing. The rest of the party, you would know Drell as... I'm trying to remember what it is, something Hills.
Levato Hills?
No.
No, where do I know that name from?
Levato Hills are north of Zaker's Crossing.
Ah.
So you're not far off the mark, just... I'm trying to remember what it's called now. Locations within the city. Nope. Ivy Hills. Yeah, the Ivy Hills, also known as Drell. So you've never necessarily been through Zaker's, but you've been under it plenty of times.
Okay. Oh yeah, you can travel with us if you'd like. I mean, it's just always nice to have numbers.
Yeah,
Safer.
yeah, exactly.
It's also nice to have a second gun user in the party.
Yeah, Beau kind of turns and looks at Mortar. Yeah, looks like a fancy gun too.
He looks back at you a little bit distrusting. I don't know whether this is what Dan would actually want Mortar to be, but I'll say he's distrusting and a bit more cautious of you.
Yeah.
Just seems to watch rather than say anything.
Well, they do say that gun users are like stagecoaches. You wait forever for one, and then two show up.
Nice. Okay, so what's our plan? I mean, Kirv's off. I don't know. She wanted some space, so last time someone wanted space and I didn't respect that, it didn't go well for me. So I'm gonna respect that. But I have got her scythe, just sort of like waggling it around. That's surprisingly heavier than I thought it'd be.
Has it still got demon guts on it?
Yes.
Ah.
I think with Harlan...
Does any drip off as it's being wiggled around?
Yes, it does.
Yeah.
Everyone roll me a dex save. If anyone gets... Actually, no, you know what? Person who gets the lowest will be the one who gets a little bit of demon guts on them.
Oh,
Lovely.
Cat, you're rolling as well.
I am. I'm getting to it.
I'll roll for
Alright,
Romulus and...
I assume I'm not.
No, you're not. I mean, if
I'm
Cat
putting
manages to fling one
extra
all the way over
velocity.
there... Cast Catapult on demon guts.
Oh, yeah.
Shots it through the tent flap. Yeah.
Just makes Kirv's day even worse.
18.
So Mortar got a 14. Did anyone want to get lower?
I got 22, so no.
18.
23.
Oh, I'm sorry, I'm being called. BRB.
That's right. So, you waggle the scythe around, a bit of demon guts otherwise flies off, kind of splatters onto Mortar, who just kind of wipes it off.
Okay.
I think we should give Kirv some space. She knows we're here, and she'll come back to us when she's ready to leave.
Mm-hmm. That's the plan.
Was she the one after the goose?
Yeah. Yeah. I can imagine it's probably been quite a blow. Because I imagine it's not going to be as easy to get now.
Is it like a pet of theirs or something?
Back.
I... sort of...
I think it's more of a farm animal.
Yeah. Yeah.
I assume you guys are talking about the goose.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's an animal from the farm that was abducted and she was trying to find it, but now I think it's even further away than it was before. Which can't be easy. Mm.
Well, this is definitely a setback, but we promised we'd help her track it down, and well, I think we should see that through.
Definitely.
Not the first clue how we're going to do that yet, but we can figure something out, I'm sure.
Hmm. You were closer, you were more alive. Did you see what was on the other side of that portal?
Sorry, me.
No, Vinny.
Oh, sorry.
I can't say that I really did, to be honest,
Mm.
other than it didn't seem particularly pleasant. I mean, if they're demons, then I guess I can guess where they went. Not specifically enough to put help in tracking them down.
No. I don't know enough about hell to know. Oh, I just don't know anything about hell, let's be honest here. So I wouldn't even know where to start. Or even the hierarchy of that place. So she serves the Lord and Lord? How many lords are there in hell? Like, each layer.
Roll me a roll me a
If I'm gonna come across
religion
this,
check, I'd say.
Wait, my religion is +4. 19.
19. Okay. With a 19, I'll say you do your best to try and figure out what exactly, or how many of them there might be. And it's not exactly an easy question to answer by any means. You know that there is at the very least one for each of the 7 layers. That's a good baseline to work with. As for the upper limit, each layer tends to have their own number of them. But usually there is competition, meaning there is at very least 2.
Huh. Just Cat moles to herself. I wonder how that works with Kirv serving 2. They're in competition potentially with each other. Peculiar. And she looks up. Well, I mean, there's got to be at least one per level, but if they're going to be competing, I mean, I imagine there's a power struggle. There's got to be more than one. So maybe it's one of the competitors to her lord? It's kind of hard to make assumptions or make a conclusion when, you know, none of us are really from there. Yeah. Man.
No. Kirv probably knows more. How much she'll necessarily want to say is another matter.
Hmm. Cat keeps looking over, trying to see if there's any movement in any of the tents.
Maybe a
She's
perception
worried,
check.
but she doesn't want to invade.
Maybe a perception check. See what you see.
Oh, perception's -1. Okay, yeah, that's 1.
Unnatural 1. You look around the tent. You can't see her anywhere. But that's no surprise. You just hope that she hasn't wandered off too far.
Doesn't have her weapon. Hmm. Well, I don't really know what to do. At this point, like, we can't go anywhere because Kirv's taking a break. I don't really want to stay here. This feels like a very unsafe place to be. I'm going to
Well-
take a second. Can I go into the tent with the animals? Are the animals still in cages in there?
Yeah, you go in, you can see that the horses are a bit riled up after the combat has happened. You can see that the monkey has begun shaking his cage as you enter, and the turkey is just confused still.
I'll go back out to Vinny. And the animals. What do we do with them?
I guess we can take them with us, try and find them a home.
Okay.
They didn't seem to know much more that could be useful when we spoke to them, but it seems mean to leave them here. Speaking
Yeah.
of, given that they retreated in a hurry, it's possible they left something useful behind, so we should search this place.
Okay. I mean, yeah.
I mean, not that I want to stick around here long necessarily, but while we're here, we should see if anything turns up.
We might also get some information in regards to where that other creature's gone to or came from.
Exactly.
Actually.
Anything useful, anything informative, or anything valuable as a consolation prize.
Mhm. Okay.
No sense leaving it behind.
No. Okay, well, shall we go see what we can find and then just make a pile out here and try and work through what we find, if we find anything?
Probably a good idea. Minimize how long we're separated from each other, just in case there are any nasty surprises.
Yeah. Actually, on that note, you're not part of... Give me 10 minutes. Cat just sort of nudges off to the side, takes 10 minutes and casts telepathic bond. Is it telepathic bond? Where is my spell list?
Yeah, telepathic bond is indeed the spell you are
Yeah.
looking for. I will
Yeah.
say casting it for 10 minutes as a ritual in this instance will just add Beau to the current call,
Yeah.
as opposed to restarting it and then kicking Kirv out of it.
Oh, of course, yeah, yeah.
Because you might
Yeah,
need to
okay.
relocate her later with a telepathic bond in case she goes wandering off.
Yeah, no, that's fair. Okay, yeah, you've been added, so an admin jumps in and adds you to the group. Welcome. Read the rules and have fun.
Rules? I don't know how to read.
No profanity over the mind chat, okay?
Okay.
We've already got one of them. And yeah. All right. Well, shall we split up and see what we can find?
Do you guys need a hand?
Yeah. Pick a tent, see what you can find, if any valuable or any information, and then bring it out here, and we'll try and decipher it all.
Nice.
Cool. I'm gonna go to the tent that's up here, and work my way between these two, the tent and the one with the animals.
Okay. So, who is performing investigation checks here?
I will be.
I will be.
Okay.
And me.
Okay. You three will perform investigation checks. Romulus will help you, Cat, and Mortar's just going to keep sentry, as that would be what he would
Do we
do.
know if Harlan's okay?
I've messaged him and he hasn't gotten back to me. I don't know. Simon, you have a better way of contacting him. Are you right just to drop him a message on his phone or?
Yeah, let me see if I actually still have his number.
Yeah, I don't think I have him on WhatsApp still. Oh. That was Dan replying. Guessing Dan will be here soon. That's good. I'll double check to see if I've got Harlan on WhatsApp. Because if I do, I can just message him.
I've got him on WhatsApp if you want me to message him.
Yes, if you could just send him a ping or something, just to be like, hey, you're alright. It's possible that he's fallen asleep. He could be fighting for his life right now in the bathroom. He could be...
Against the hacker man.
Yeah, against the hacker man. It could be that he's having technical issues, or it's possible that he forgot that he has D&D. I don't know. Anything could happen. Or maybe he's just been talking this entire time and been really confused as to why we can't hear him.
I sent him a message, so I'll let you know if he gets back. But
Cool.
in the meanwhile, investigations.
Or he might have fallen asleep. Yes, investigations. Oh, and Steve, as a general note, if you fall asleep at the table, do not fret. It's okay, just don't make a habit of it.
No worries, I'm not that bad.
There are multiple times we have caught people snoozing on stream.
Oh, damn. I don't know whether to be impressed or not. I got a 12 in my investigation.
I got a nat 20.
Nice.
My investigation is really high.
Yes. Somewhere in the middle, that's a 17.
Okay.
I got 33 in total.
Okay. Wandering around and having a look for anything that might be scroungeable from these tents. You don't find any personal belongings whatsoever. These being demons, it seems that anything that they had on their person tends to be of a demonic nature, tends to be tied to their literal material form. As you're wandering around, there's not really much to note. I mean, the tents are the closest thing that there are to material wealth amongst this. Most of the barrels just contain old, stale water, rotten vegetables in some cases, and the animals in the animal pens. Everything else around here is, for the most part, going into each and every tent. It's mostly just kind of a mucked out area where you suppose these individuals just relax as much as a demon can in wallow and sewage, really. Doesn't seem to be anything on them. And there aren't any bodies to have either. with them all decomposing at this point and kind of sinking into the earth, there's no evidence either. It's just an abandoned campsite.
Okay. Is there like any ink or paper or money or anything?
Anything? Looking around? No. For creatures that don't need personal possessions, there's nothing.
Well, we tried. You not find anything? Talking to Lee.
No, nothing on this end. I guess it makes sense they would travel light, but I figured there'd be something at least.
Yeah, I thought there'd be something. But apparently not. Just the owls. I'm assuming while we're inspecting the tents, we kind of stumbled across Kirv.
I'll
We
say
know she
you
didn't want to
probably
be
stumbled across Kirv with a natural 20.
Okay. I just opened the door. Oh, sorry. Just close the thing. Next 10. Okay. Well, I guess all that's left then is wait for Kirv and grab the animals and start making way. There's nothing left here.
So,
Oh, sorry.
we could always steal one of the tents, but
Yes. Did we have? I can't remember what our tent count is. Do we have enough shelter with us?
Tent count is 2, but you
got
have
the tiny
Lehman's tiny hut.
so we haven't needed tents in a while, but I'm certain there's some niche circumstance that will come up.
I think Romulus still
But
has his
doesn't really
toad
matter how
hide
many
tent.
tents we have.
Yeah, we've
but
got
the pop-up one.
Yeah.
yeah. And the tarp, if I recall
Yes.
correctly.
Yeah. So yeah, wonderful thing that Romulus made was a tent out of a toad skin that ended up becoming a pop-up waterproof tent. It is the dumbest and greatest thing. Also,
Yeah.
Harlan is okay.
Yeah.
He was just asked to help out with doing something, so he's had to go AFK for a little bit, but we'll be back soon.
Okay.
Mhm.
Okay. Well, if we can try and take a tent if you want, but
No, I was joking. At any point.
okay.
I was hoping we might find a clue to how they were making those creatures, since they seem kind of artificial. But
Wow.
well, I don't know enough about demons and what they do and how they work to really make sense of this. But clearly, there's not a lot here. So
No. Okay. Shall we grab the animals and then let Kirv know that we plan to kind of hit the road soon?
If you guys are sort of lingering kind of outside the tent, could I argue that Kirv might overhear this?
They've gone back to the logs.
We've gone back to
Oh,
the,
my
yeah.
bad. My bad.
That's right. You're all connected via telepathic bond, so in theory you can listen in unless, Cat, you're specifically screening Kirv out of the conversation.
No, it was more just we were all chatting while we were around the fire. So, I mean, if she can hear a conversation we're having physically via telepathic, then yeah, by all means. If not, then I'll be sending her a message saying, hey, sorry, I know you said you wanted some space, but I think we're planning on moving soon. We need to try and find homes for these animals. And I'll just leave it at that.
After Cat opened the tent briefly and then closed it again, Kirv's sort of been working on like wiping the tears away, steadying herself, and she does leave the tent and comes towards the group. Still visibly not herself. It's like some spark that she had is no longer there. And she looks at... Oh, so go on.
No, you go.
She looks at the animals that have been gathered and says, "What are you gonna do with all of these guys?"
Those round frogs. I have no idea.
Well, we can take them with us to town if we want. We might find something to do from there. Worst comes to worst, we can just let them loose.
I'm sure Romulus has a couple recipes. Kirv
Romulus,
says completely straight.
Romulus perks up at that and
Horror.
begins listing off turkey drumsticks, monkey tail kebabs, and that horse meat typically isn't his forte, but he's heard of someone called Tess Coe who works with it.
Poor guy. Beau will stand up and he will like kind of offer out his hip flask, like you can do with a quick drink.
Romulus.
To Kirv.
Kirv, I
Oh, to
assume.
Kirv. Okay, sorry.
Yeah.
She kind of lifts her arm apprehensively, but pulls away again and says, "No. No, if I start right now, I'm not going to stop."
See yourself.
Anyway,
Takes a
I
swig of
need... Yeah. Anyway, I think I need to talk to you guys about something. When I first joined this party, there was an agreement that you would look out for me, I'd look out for you. You'd help me find this goose. And that was a fair deal when I stated it. But the demon who took the goose, before he left, he said to me, "Let the war of ashes begin." Now, I can't say that I know 100% what that means, but it sounds like some serious shit. Serious shit that I'm not ready for. Serious shit that I'm not going to drag you guys into. I can't ask for help with this. I don't know how big this is going to get, but if my suspicions are right, this could be some kind of demon devil war. The demon left into the abyss. I hope I can stay with you guys for the time being, offer my help where I can. And I'll try and figure this out.
That'll approach you, scythe in hand, tentacle, whatever, holding the scythe, and sort of like go a little twirl and hold the shaft towards you. But hey, you're part of our team, and besides, we said we'd help you get the goose back. We go through hell almost every day. Besides, we haven't got your goose back. We haven't held our part of the deal yet. You're not alone. I mean, that's my take on it anyway. I mean, I don't speak for everyone, but...
I mean, if on the day we met you, when you fell out of the weird acid portal, you told us you wanted help going into the abyss to find the key to a demon war, maybe we would have been apprehensive then, but, you know, we've known each other for a while since then. We're friends now. We fought together, died together. We're not going to leave you to deal with this on your own.
No. Gestures the shaft slightly faulty. I believe this is yours.
Kirv sort of eyes up the scythe. And she looks around at everyone. Hi, Steve. I know. All right, Beau. You're new. It's cool. She takes the scythe with a small smile. Maybe it's a little bit forced, but she wants to show some appreciation. And she slides it back onto her back. And she'll take a seat.
Hey. Well, we do make quite a weird team, don't we? But we know the goose is alive still, so that's something. Okay. Well,
Yeah.
looks like we've got some research to do.
Go ahead and roll me a religion check.
Oh. It's 20.
Whoa.
Religion. 2.
22.
Oh, okay.
As Kirv says what she's been saying about all of this, you know from historical documents in regards to it, there was once something called the First Blood War. It was a time when demons and devils fought. And since then, they've been arch enemies for as long as history can remember. The First Blood War and the subsequent ones after that were eventually won by Asmodeus, to your knowledge. He sealed off the abyss and made it the garbage can of the planar domains, attaching it to the bottom of the hells to make it lower than them. You know that there haven't been any blood wars in quite some years from historical texts, but getting information like that isn't exactly going to be easy either. So, might be outdated information, you don't know. But from what you remember reading, when you were looking through Celestials and Demons and stuff, or Celestials and Fiends from back when you were younger, the fiendish side of things was almost constant warfare before finally something changed.
Okay. So there was previously a war. Maybe we should tell someone?
Tell someone?
Oh, so historically there was something called the Blood War, if I'm remembering correctly. And that was sort of a war between essentially the Abyss and the Hells, and then Asmodeus kind of sealed it. But if it's something they're planning, maybe telling one of your patrons, whatever. I don't know if that'd be a good idea or not. I don't know. Again, I don't understand the politics of where you're from, but I don't know if a heads up to them might be a good idea or not.
Would they even take a demon threat seriously?
I mean, if blood wars existing were as bad as said, maybe they would be like, oh, maybe we should at least investigate it. I don't
Maybe.
know.
You said that he said the War of Ashes, right?
Yes.
Sounds like it's something different that they have in mind than just going to war with hell. But what?
I think I will have to let my patrons know. You guys are more familiar with the Lord of Crows, the one who owns our farm and sent me to get the goose.
Mm-hmm.
But more recently in our travels, the Lady of Thorns reached out to me. They are both lords of the level of hell I come from, Dis. What I've been thinking, and maybe I'm wrong, but that portal.
Lady of Thorns or the Black Vine.
Or the Black Vine. Okay, apologies.
No, that's fine.
Or the Black Vine. And I recognized that the lining of the portal was thorns. It looked like her magic. Maybe that's why she was interested in me. And I still don't know how this has anything to do with that goose. I'm starting to realize I know less and less.
Your two patrons, they're not allies, are they? Do they get on particularly well?
As well as two archdevils can, I imagine.
That badly, huh?
Both lords of the same layer. I imagine they're desperately looking at ways to stab each other in the back. As is their
I guess she would have a motive to steal from him then, but to what end?
And why involve the Abyss?
It kind of seems like this one goose in particular is important.
Perhaps.
Otherwise, they could have just taken anything from it.
But I didn't see anything interesting or odd about that one goose. But I am just a fiend. I don't know.
I don't know. Maybe Helgi's something important or special.
Whatever the case, I know I'm gonna need to talk to my patrons, especially the Lady of Thorns. But, maybe not tonight.
No, that's fair. It's been a lot today.
Yeah. Be time to process the information you've got, at least. Okay. Well, let's say a lot's happened. Well, if there's anything I can do to help, just say. I'm more than happy to.
Thank you, Cat.
That's all right. In the meanwhile, what are we going to do with all these animals? Looks at Romulus, and we're not cooking them.
Oh, I don't know about that, Cat. You know, one of them might just keel over. We want to make sure that we get what we can.
Well, we've got a lot of supplies and we're not that far from town. Let's get back there first. If we're lucky, someone will want an exotic pet and we'll take them off our hands.
Okay.
All right. Then I guess gather up the stuff and travel for a little bit.
Okay.
Yeah. Let's make sure we've all benefited from a short rest before we leave.
Well, taking a short rest. I'll say you don't worry about hit die, as you spend the next few days travelling to Braylin, I imagine, given the way the conversation went.
Yep.
That's fair.
Okay. Travelling
Oh,
with...
we need to roll our hit die for our level up.
Yes, I was going to hopefully wait until Harlan was here.
Oh, okay.
But
I don't suppose we could get a. It might be a bit early, but I don't suppose we could get a break. So I could get a
now
hot
would be a
drink?
good time for it. Yeah, this
Yeah.
would be when we usually have
Yeah,
our
it's not a
break
bad
now,
idea, actually.
and gives time for Harlan to show up and gives time for Dan to show up as well. So that sounds good to me. Alrighty.
But hit points on full.
Yep, put your hit points on full. Make sure that your
Basics as
level is
well.
11, and we'll roll for hit dice once everybody's back. I have no intentions for combat, but we'll see if any random encounters come up as being particularly bad. But I'm only going to roll the one, so.
Fair.
Alright, we'll be back in a few minutes. Don't go anywhere, stream.
Nice.
Right. Okay.
I'm going to put the kettle on.
Likewise.
Ooh. Ooh.
Did I catch us on a break?
Yes, mate.
Hello, mate. How you doing? You okay?
Yeah, not bad, man. You?
Oh, glad I'm home, dude. Today was rough.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Another
Man.
long one.
Yeah, dude. Always. I prefer it that way though. It gets all the hours out of the way. So.
Yeah, that's fair enough.
Yeah, man. Absolutely. So, how's things? Catch me up.
To be fair, not a massive amount. Kirv's just told us what she got told, or what the demon whispered to her.
Oh.
Basically, there's a war coming. Basically, we've freed the animals, and we're basically traveling back to the village now.
Oh, okay. Cool.
Yeah.
So you guys beat the bad guys. Did you get the final kill on the guy, by the way?
No, I don't think. I mean,
Oh
I
no,
don't
he
think
escaped,
so.
didn't he? He escaped, didn't he?
No, there was like another assassin one that like showed up, didn't it?
Oh, the shadow one, you mean?
Yeah. So I killed
Yeah,
the
sorry, that's the one.
ringleader. The ringleader.
So yeah, sure.
Yeah. I
Oh,
killed
Ringmaster. Sorry,
Ringmaster. Yeah.
That's awesome. Man. That's awesome. How are you finding the characters so far? You enjoying them?
Yeah. No, to be fair, he's good in the fight. Obviously, obviously we've sort of just started. Chris had some technical difficulties, so we started quite late. So we haven't actually really played for too long so far. Obviously, a couple of people are asking some questions.
Awesome stuff. Fantastic. Oh, dude, I just stubbed my toe against the corner of the bed. Oh.
Yeah, you're not supposed to do that, man. Not supposed to do that.
Today is not a good day. Today is not a good day. Oh, my word. Oh. Okay, cool. I'm trying to think because I definitely want to get involved with asking Beau some stuff. Has anybody asked like where your guns have come from yet, or anything to do with your weapons? Or
No.
Awesome. Okay, that is my segue into seeing what Beau's about and making some connections.
Basically, the only thing that was gestured was Cat Terror goes, "Oh, another gun user."
Yay!
By the way, hi.
Hey, buddy, how you doing?
Also, toes are overrated. You don't need them.
Wait, what? Sorry, I feel like I'm
thank you.
missing some serious context.
Well, you just turned around and said you stubbed your toe on your bed.
Oh. Yeah, I move on pretty quick.
How are you doing anyway?
Oh, dude, I have had a rough day today, my friend. It's been literally the last 2 minutes of the shift. A patient had a fall, so I had to stay late to deal with all of that shit. But
did they end up being okay?
Well, they're still going through it at the minute. It's they're not really sure what's going on. So he had a bit of a bang on his head. So we're hoping that what happened wasn't like spinal, like if he hasn't like hurt his spine or anything. But they have to wait for A&E to send up what was it they call it, like a spinal slide or something. I'm not sure. It's like a means of basically transporting them onto a bed without disrupting the spine too much, I think. But yeah, so we'll see. I mean, yeah, we'll see what happens when I get back day after tomorrow, because I got a day off tomorrow.
Bye.
Hey, nice.
Oh, we've got a Dan.
We do. Hello.
Have we got a Harlan as well? Not yet.
Doesn't seem to be.
No.
He's stuck in the loft.
But we've got D&D.
Well, can only do so much.
True that.
We got Simon and Steve.
I'm Oberon.
Meeting my hot cross buns.
Hot cross bun?
Yeah.
Oh,
You're having it cold as usual.
Yep.
Criminal. Filthy criminal.
Just a bit of butter. All good.
A bit of cold butter and some cold hot cross buns.
Yep.
Cold cross bun. Can't even call it hot cross. It just hurts
Oh,
my
yeah.
soul.
For your cold heart and your cold soul.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Cold buns.
Something's got to keep it going.
Buns.
Nah,
that's something
my
different,
buns are
actually.
hot, mate.
Well,
These weak buns are sweaty.
oh god.
Have you seen the video of that where they just replace every lyric with "Mum Spaghetti"?
Yes.
Yeah. Yes, I think everyone has seen that. I think it's a human requirement to have seen that video.
It's a rite of passage, one might say.
It's a rite of passage, absolutely.
I've only ever seen it once, and that was because some guy in our art college class wanted to put it on. You know, like we were allowed to
course.
decide the
Yeah.
Always the
soundtrack,
artsy types.
and he just fucking
Always
put
the
it on.
We had somebody in my friend's computing or coding course. Same thing. Like I had a free period, so I had nothing else to do, so I sat in their class, and he just put it on, and I was like, "Is this what you get up to every time?" And they're like, "Yeah, pretty much. Just put on music, code a game, complete your work in the 5 minutes, and then leave." And it's like, okay.
Yeah.
Oh man,
Once we got Simon
this
back,
has
we'll
literally
continue.
been. This is literally what I've been looking forward to get me through the day today.
Aww.
Uh-huh. Well, hopefully it's
Oh,
good
my
because
word.
we'll be doing some travelling.
Oh, and there's a war
Yay.
coming.
Oh, and there's a war coming.
There's
Nice,
a war
cool.
coming. Yeah.
Awesome.
To
Where's
catch
it
you
coming
up,
from?
to catch you up to speed, that demon last time whispered in Kirv's ear, "Let the war of ashes begin." And
Are you certain they said ashes or did they say asses?
let the war of asses begin.
Oh, that's a completely different kind of war.
Yeah.
Yes, it is, because I'd be involved.
Wait, what?
Well,
I'd be a general of Loud Clapper's army.
Sorry. Sorry, I'm just getting over the excitement in Chris's voice over the war of
yeah,
I'd be
yeah.
I was
I'll
like,
be
yeah, all right,
involved.
I see you, Chris.
General
I
Cloud
see you,
Clapper.
Chris, all right.
General Cloud Clapper.
He is the general that particularly gets targeted with every attacking spell I know.
Mm-hmm.
Thankfully, they all bounce off
Mhm.
the butt
Yeah,
cheek.
that fine ass.
The only
It's
spell
his
he
own
knows is
counter
Cloud
spell.
Kill. Yeah, the only spell he knows is Cloud Kill.
Cloud kill.
Fucking hell.
But he's a bard. He
Oh,
also knows
God.
Counter Charm.
Oh well, yeah, that would be great use to everybody.
Yeah. One of the most useless abilities in the game. Yeah.
Yeah.
Anyway, back to the war of
Such a pity.
ashes.
It's so cool.
Welcome back, Simon.
Hello.
Sorry, hi.
Hi.
Yeah, that's okay.
Actually made me
There's-
realise
there's
I
no
wanna
need
check.
There's no need for thousands to be lost in this pointless bloodshed in the war of ashes. Let's just settle this one-on-one in Gatton.
Oh no! Your strongest ass versus our strongest ass. It's like that scene. It's like that scene from Troy with Brad Pitt, where they're like, where he steps forward and everything, he fights the giant guy. It's just them, but with giant butts. Class, absolute class.
Did I watch Troy? I've never seen it.
I have.
Is it worth it?
It's alright.
It's alright.
It's alright.
It's got some pretty cool like fighting choreography in it.
Oh yeah, the fighting choreography is fantastic.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But I mean the plot's the same as it is historically. It's got some cool
Plot.
stuff in it. It's
Sorry.
just because your weeaboo anime brain is stuck on the idea that plot isn't relating to the storyline.
Yeah, well, what of it?
Anyway,
I don't-
as you depart from the demon circus, taking with you the 2 horses, the monkey and the turkey, you head back towards the road from whence you came before travelling the rest of the way towards Braylin to meet up with Kat's grandfather and to hand in a bounty.
Hey. Oh, this takes me back.
As you
Bounty work.
as you begin to travel along the road. Steve,
Yes.
please roll me 2d10.
2d10. God, that's a lot of responsibility.
Mm-hmm.
Is I'll survive.
You better
the
roll
heat
good or
on
you're
your
out.
Rolls. Yeah.
I would have mean to roll out of one. An 8 and a 3, 11.
8 and 3, 11.
Alright.
Okay. The journey is generally quite calm. There aren't any issues. There aren't any creatures that might try and attack your camp. And those that do, or that might consider doing so, are quickly repelled by the sheer power difference between a couple of goblins and your party. With that in tow, as you continue on moving, just as you're reaching the edge of Braylin, you can see that there is an individual otherwise walking out and about with what looks to be a kind of a simple white mask and a hood up. They're currently carrying a lantern on a pole, just kind of swaying back and forth as they walk down the road.
Normal.
Yeah, I was gonna say, does this look like a? Hold on, I need to load up my character sheet because I know what I'm gonna say is we're gonna result in a roll.
Yeah.
What? No.
Have we just walked into another plagued city or something like? It's-
Roll
No, we're
me-
about to make it, babe.
I will say, those who are interested, go ahead and roll me a history check.
I'm interested, but I haven't loaded my sheet.
How do you not know your
I'm
stats are
so-
fire? Come on.
You have a,
So
you probably have a -2. Let's be honest.
Oh,
Yeah, I'm interested,
I
but
do.
I have it.
that is a
cheat, and I'm looking
5.
at this is -1.
Ah, nice.
Ooh.
I'm so fucking interested. Ah,
Let him in now.
0.
He got a 0.
Really?
Yeah.
He remembers
Also,
incorrect
just
information.
freeze at the top of it. Yeah, I was gonna say I make up history.
Welcome back, Dan. We've missed your dice rolls.
Thank you.
So, we'll start with the 0.
Fucking hell.
This individual must be a cultist. They must be suspicious. And yet,
Oh,
they look as weak as a person might be. It's at this point that Cat, with the highest roll, I believe, for history,
25.
25,
Yeah.
you know that you are currently in the festival at this time of year, the Ancestors Waking.
Oh, come on. So many festivals.
You have these two are 2 weeks apart, which is why they're quite close together.
Yeah.
And they both go on for a week prior, so there's like a week between them. The Ancestors Waking, having been harvest already, this is for the sake of simplicity, it is the equivalent of Halloween. It is the time when the dead are kind of revered, remembered, mourned, and individuals like this one are what tend to be known as guiding lights. Individuals who go out with lanterns and walk the kind of just general pathways, and with hopes of guiding the dead back to civilization or helping them through passing any grief that they might have, anything of that regard. You can see up ahead as you get closer to Braylin in the later evening, you can see that there are a lot of lanterns and lights that have been lit, set out all across the city itself. And you may note there are a lot of individuals who are wandering around with individuals walking around with hoods and masks up, seemingly just wandering about.
Oh boy. On my 0, I think Mortar goes to reach for his weapon, kind of seeing this light, and like he doesn't know, like you said, he thinks this is a cultist, so he kind of his hand goes to his weapon. I don't really know.
God.
I mean, I think maybe he would draw it, but if someone wants to stop him, he can, because he's not making any attempt to like hide this from you guys.
Who's
Go on, Cat.
Hey, no, wait. It's a festival.
Yeah, a festival of freaks and cultists and scary shit.
No, they're
That sounds
mourning.
sick.
They're mourning the
It does
dead.
sound.
It's a
But it's
festival
night
where-
time. How could they be mourning the dead at night time?
Hang on. Not the mourning as in like grieving the lot.
No, I know what you mean. I'm pulling your leg. I've got relax. It's okay. Cultist. Can't believe you bought that. Mortar wipes sweat off his brow as he holsters his weapon.
Cat also wipes sweat from her brows. Like, oh, it's
As-
gone bad.
We wipe sweat from each other's brows.
It's like, oh, my granddad is in this town. Oh, heaven hells.
Oh, awesome! I want to speak to your granddad.
Meanwhile, the villager who was walking towards you with the lantern just kind of wipes sweat from their brow and just kind of you see the lantern. You can hear the lantern shaking as they walk up. Do you need a light to the city?
I walk over and wipe sweat from his brow.
We're all toweling each other off.
We're just telling.
Oh, my
Hello,
Lord.
definitely not cultist.
Hot night.
We are weary travelers. Why are we here again?
Why are we here again? Necks and cash and chairs.
Snapping
in the
necks
quick
at
now.
Mortar nearly repeats that.
Toweling
Why are we here again? Oh yes, cash and checks. Hi. There's a city nearby? Question mark.
The points back up the way up the road to Braylin with all the lanterns lit and the people moving about.
This means literally nothing to me.
You've been through Braylin before.
I have.
It was over half a
I
year
have,
ago,
and it
but
shows
you,
with my 0.
out of game.
It
but
shows
yeah.
with my 0.
Fair.
Maybe somebody else should talk. I'm not doing very well here.
Hey, we believe in you. Cat just sort of like thumb and tentacle up. Got this.
Could you maybe tell us some cool tourist attraction spots that we can go to?
He faints as the
She's
tentacle
nodding.
is lifted up.
Oh shit!
Ow!
Okay,
I can kill people with my mind.
I want to try and catch him as he faints.
Go ahead and make me a dexterity saving throw.
I'd like it to be known that Kirv at least steps forward to try, but realizes Vinny has it.
Does he?
Vinny possibly has
it's
it.
a 12.
12?
Vinny
Okay.
might have it.
The guy
We'll
faints.
find out in a minute.
He faints backwards. You manage to grab him before there's any serious damage, but he's going to wake up with maybe a bruise on his butt.
Oh, not the butt.
He's...
Not the butt.
Yeah, he with a gun being pointed at him, followed by someone lifting up a bunch of tentacles from their arm of this young teenage centaur, suddenly became very overwhelming for this person and they fainted.
Another casualty in the War of Asses.
What an absolute weakling, honestly. Who can't
Curse
handle
my
a gun being pointed at them?
slippery. Yeah. Curse my slippery, sweaty hands. I should have caught him sooner.
Throws a towel,
Hold on.
Vinny.
Yeah, I was going to say, what's up? Just wiping your hands. Does it sound off?
Heavy hands.
No, wipe sweat from your hands and wipe them on cat.
swear.
I love that you put it from Kirv and not me to let me keep some dignity, right, in the quotes channel.
There we go. Changed it.
No. All right, so I assume we will follow the path up to the city.
Yeah, we don't need his
Yeah.
light. We'll be fine.
Yeah.
We'll let him keep his light.
I kind of want to take it, but I think that's just my inner chaos beast. So let's friggin' go. Let's get out of here.
Okay. You leave him be on the side of the road. He's fine. He'll be fine. You wander into town. You know, he might just wake up thinking he saw a ghost. Who knows? You wander into town.
Hey, hold on. It's
Hmm?
cold. It's winter, isn't it?
It's late autumn.
It's still gonna be cold.
He's dressed up in a cloak and robe. He's generally fine.
Well, I mean, actually, like that's not a bad idea.
The road.
It's not a bad idea actually to maybe give him an extra layer. I'll give him my cloak because I'm thinking maybe it's time for a. Does Braylon have any cool like tailors or anything?
Ooh.
Yeah,
I
I'm
am.
thinking it's time for an upgrade.
Changing his art again.
Hey, it's okay this time because it's been a billion odd episodes since I first joined, okay?
That's fair.
Calm down.
And we're not going to change the art just for some clothes. I wish we could, but
That's
that would take too much
absolutely
time.
fine. No, that is beyond fine. This is for me.
Alrighty. You leave him your cloak to keep him warm as you head further up and into Braylon.
Aren't you cold?
Oh yeah, cold as tits.
Sorry, I don't know why that got me.
I mean, sorry. I mean, cold as breasticles.
Hold ass and
Fuck's sake.
breasticles.
No, don't
I'm
repeat that, cat.
I'm a bad influence. Okay.
Huh.
So,
Would it be weird if Kirv gave Mortar her coat?
interesting you should say that, actually, because Mortar's been
I-
eyeing your coats. Mortar's been eyeing your coat, and he's going like, that's kind of nice, and I kind of want one like it, because it looks sick.
I kind of want it.
Yeah, not necessarily your coat, but he's looking at like the design and everything. He's like, oh yeah, like I could definitely see myself walking into a saloon, gun on my hip, wearing that, and I swish it to the side and say, "Bro." So
I'll tell you
Mortar
what-
will.
Sorry.
No. After you, please.
I was just thinking, okay, yeah, Kirv is resistant to cold damage. She's gonna see Mortar there, and just she takes off her coat and kind of looks away while like holding her hand out with the coat to offer it, sort of like bashedly. Is that the word? Bashful. Bashfully.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think Mortar will kind of tilt his head slightly, slowly take it, and he'll kind of hold it up to himself, like they're trying out clothes in like a clothes shop or something. Like he just kind of holds it up to himself, sees how the shoulders kind of fit and everything, and then he slips it on, and he's like, "Hey, this actually has way more like range of motion than I thought. Thanks, appreciate that." Oh yeah. Oh, this will work.
Generally, it's a pretty decent fit as well, as I believe both of you have similar-ish builds.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. Because Mortar was like, Mortar then kind of like looks down. He's like, he's like kind of twisting and everything. He's like checking his range of motion, and he goes, "Can I have your measurements?"
Very forward.
Huh.
What? What?
I don't know. When I got that coat made, they just did the measurements. I don't remember. Sorry.
Oh, you're cool. So they can do that in the shop. They can tell me my measurements in the shop.
I believe so. I've only been to one material plane shop. Yeah, Kirv's still sort of like in a little bit of a low energy, still a bit hung up over the whole war thing. But so yeah, she's being a little bit not irritable, just
like a bit closed off.
without her spark, yeah, and a bit closed off.
Okay. Is that something we all need to talk about? Or has that already been established?
It has been generally the party has kindly said that we're all here for Kirv, even if there is going to be a war. They're going to hold their end of the bargain and help her find the goose and everything. And Kirv smiles, appreciates that, but I think she's still.
Yeah, it doesn't seem. Okay, I'll make a note of that. I mean, I guess we'll keep going then, guys, and find a place to rest. Also, I'm going to point at Beau, and I'm going to go. I want to talk about those weapons because those are sick, and I also want you to take a look. What's that? Sorry.
He said, "What, these old folks?"
Hey, man. A discerning eye knows when he sees a good weapon, something that's well maintained and looked after. Aesthetics and nothing.
Yeah, he kind of smirks a little bit and just sort of goes, "Oh man," and then just starts walking off.
And they start making out.
Oh,
Sorry.
No hesitation from Steve. Just
yeah.
I was meant to say that in my head. That was an inside thought.
Also, I was only wiping sweat from his brow.
just remember, he can wield your weapon, but you can't wield his.
Oh, yeah.
It's the story of Mortar's fucking life right there.
Kirv just suddenly gets a nosebleed out of nowhere, like, oh, no, it's the cold, I swear.
I didn't realise I was into this.
Someone get the towel.
I refuse to let this be a thing. I will not let this stand. I will shoot Beau to make a point.
You can't control my fanfic.
I can't control your fans.
No.
Oh, that's what's in the bag that I have to make a Christmas save for.
Yeah.
Nude images.
Damn. You've secretly been sketching all of the party just nude.
Making out.
Oh, God.
Apart from Cat, obviously. But everyone else.
Oh, man, no. Okay, so we're going to... Are we just passing through Bray then?
No.
No, needed to
Sorry,
pass
I'm
on
really-
the... No, that's fine. The aim was to for Beau to hand in the contract, and then you were going to be meeting with Cat's grandfather, who was then going to be teleporting you to Cat's court case.
Oh, sick. Okay, cool. Sorry, I'm caught up now.
That's right.
That's alright.
Guess let's go then, guys.
Does Steve know why Cat has...
Nope.
Needs
Oh, that's
to have a cook? Okay.
None
we'll
of
get
you have
there when we
explained
get
this. As far as...
No.
Like,
So, hold
Beau
on,
hasn't
hold
been
on.
told a thing about this. Steve knows it from the metagame perspective, that Cat's going to court for some reason.
Okay.
But neither Steve nor Beau know anything about that.
No.
Yeah,
So I
no.
guess first things first, have we even introduced ourselves to you, like, actually formally? Have we actually just kind of gone, like, hi, like, like, decent people, like, apparently civilized people do? Is that a thing?
A
Is that
couple
a
of
thing
them
we're
have.
doing? Or...
Couple
Okay.
people have.
Well, if you're going to be sticking around with us for a while, which it'd be kind of cool to have another gunslinger on the board. Mortar spits on his palm, holds out his hand, and says, "Name's Mortar."
No hesitation. Bang. Grabs on the hand, goes.
Bang, shoots the hand.
Bang.
Bang, hand's gone.
He just shoots my hand off. But Mortar's just looking at it like he is so cool.
The flick of the hair as well as he does it.
Oh, damn.
Yeah, the name's Beau Cooper.
Well, Beau Cooper, That was some pretty fine shooting with that demon. Those demon sons of bitches. Where'd you like? Are you planning on sticking around once we hand this contract in? We could probably use your help.
Yeah, I've already spoke to the others. I prefer to travel in packs anyway. It's quite a dangerous place out there, so.
Yeah, I made the mistake of traveling alone, and it did not bode well for me at all. So glad you came to that conclusion quicker than I did.
Yeah,
but
well, luckily nothing bad's happened to me yet, but better safe than sorry.
Sure. So who else has introduced themselves or hasn't? Because if he's going to be sticking around with us, we might as well get familiar.
Yeah, Vinny, Cat have. Romulus hasn't technically yet. And obviously Kirv came back.
And had a breakdown in the tent.
Had a breakdown. I tried to give her some whiskey. She didn't want it.
You know shit's serious when Kirv turns down alcohol.
Yeah, for sure.
But
Okay.
yeah, so I suppose Kirv turns to face Beau and sort of just nods and says, Kirv.
That's me, yeah. Kind of like tips the hat.
Question. You do bounties?
From time to time, yeah.
Sick.
Specifically demons or just whoever?
I normally focus on demons because I find not a lot of people take those contracts, so I get better money for it. But I'll take anything.
That's the only reason?
Man.
Well, I have no hatred towards him, if that's what you're asking. Is he kind of like, not in like a weird way, kind of like eyes you up? He knows what you are. He's kind of like, I know what you are, but he's like, I've got no hatred towards him. Just not a lot of people like to take contracts up on them. So,
I mean, he's not wrong. Where I used to operate from, like occasionally we get the odd one where a demon contract would come through. No one, including me, I would not take that shit. Like demons are bad business. So, but every now and again you get a crazy motherfucker like this guy, and somehow they make it out alive. And I guess it's down to a mixture of luck, skill, and those irons you have.
oh yeah.
Hell yeah.
Kirv is like visibly shrinking. Yeah.
Not to mention the cool magic bullets.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hold on. What's the deal with that?
I have
Oh,
a couple that I make. A couple that I make for certain circumstances
Ah,
or situations.
that's kind of sick. So you're another long range. Another long range fighter, or are you okay in like a scrap, or like what's your skill set?
I can do a little bit of both. I could do a little bit of both. I still prefer to use my guns in close combat, but I could do a bit of both. I've got a knife just in case it gets too bad.
Hey, me too. Mortar will kind of reveal his cloak, and you'll see like 2 sets of sheathed blades across his leather kind of chest plate.
That's not a knife.
This is a knife.
Yeah, I was going to say mine's like a little kind of throwing knife, like almost like they're kind of like throwing knives, so they're not like proper like knives, if that's what like.
That's pretty cool. Yeah.
Hey man, that's awesome. Well, I mean, I assume the guys have caught you up on kind of our current situation or anything like that. I mean, if you're going to be sticking around, we should probably let you know what's going on.
They've been a bit patchy.
All right. It
You know
all
what? That's fair.
starts.
Yeah, that's.
In fact, I should probably pass it over to someone who's actually been with the party, the like kind of long term, so we can maybe catch you up with kind of the situation, just general shit that's going on. Like, I'm the newest member, apart from you.
It all started when Kirv emerged from a pile of acid.
Oh,
And
There
that's
was
when the
nothing before
story
that.
really, yeah, that's when
was
the story
nothing.
gets started.
I like the idea that it's like the Bible where it's like, oh yeah, in the beginning there was nothing, and then it's like, and then Kirv
Then there was
arrived, and
Kirv.
everything was okay.
And there was Kirv.
Yeah, write this
Arisen
down.
Full of puddles.
No, I'll pass to someone else.
Two of us. Okay.
Well,
All right.
Cat
You
and Vinny
go.
seem to be, Cat and Vinny are our kind of, or
OGs.
I say reasonable. Yeah, they're also probably, arguably. I mean, I disagree, but the most reasonable people here who actually have some kind of civil skills. I have no such tact. So if you ever catch me in a social situation, please get me out of there. It is not good news.
Oh, I'll remember that.
Thank you. You are my best friend.
Herb literally is just turned away and she's no longer a part of this conversation.
Oh, romance.
Oh,
Nice.
Don't get me wrong, I also love the bromance going. Kirv is
Yeah,
just
I was gonna
IQ jealous.
I could just picture Mortar and Beau just weirdly chatting each other up about guns and shooting people.
It's like the entire time, we've been talking, we've just been doing the predator handshake, just the entire time.
Absolutely beautiful.
Except Mortar's arms is super skinny.
Where do we
Fuck it there yet.
start? Okay,
Yeah.
so we all met at a tavern, found a plague of slimy things, defeated the plague of slimy things, found Ghost, killed Ghost, released spirits, let them be free.
Love when they did that.
I'm trying to now go through the entire campaign and my brain has completely stopped. I've got caught because I killed everyone. Romulus's dad has many children.
That is so out of context. It's like, I killed a bunch of people. Romulus's dad has many kids.
Right. Oh, Romulus is my dad, by the way.
Okay.
Adopted.
Adopted.
Dad.
The Ice King potentially might be my other dad,
Oh my word.
which is getting a bit weird and confusing. I'm not entirely sure how that works. I've got so many dads now.
I was more thinking maybe the bits pertaining to the whole creature side of things, with the trial and all that coming up, it might be relevant. I think the other stuff we can leave for a later date rather than overloading yourself with this information.
Okay, so, all right. So I didn't kill everyone. A creature killed everyone, and then I am now the creature, I think. Hence tentacles and mouth and eyes and horns and these things on my back. It gets
yeah,
a bit messy.
she doesn't always look like this.
No, I was a centaur once, believe it or not.
Okay. Yeah, Beau is confused, to say the least.
Oh, actually, hold up. That's an interesting point. Beau, you're a pretty experienced demon hunter, right? Just a
Demon
quick question.
hunter.
Yeah, quick, not trying to, but does this corruption look like any kind of demonic bit to you? Does it look like it might be demonic in origin?
Roll an investigation, Chris. See if Beau would have a
I'll
record of what
say
he's
your
looking at.
choice of nature or religion for this.
Oof. Can I go investigation?
I take on board what you have suggested, but counter argument.
I like his spirit.
That is a 12.
12. Okay. No. You've seen many demons that look weird, but you've never seen one that shares these kind of characteristics.
Yeah. Yeah, I guess Beau kind of have a look and he'll sort of go, I'm not really sure. Don't get me wrong, it looks demonic, but that's probably just because it's weird. He gets a little sketchbook out as he's saying this, and he's kind of like flicking through some pages. If anyone's near him, he's not trying to hide it. He's almost, I'm trying to think of like the right way to describe it. It's not drawings per se, like precise drawings. It's almost like it's like he's sketch drawn. I don't know how else to describe it.
No, with
sense.
like rough drawing,
Scribbles and
like, kind of-
doodles. Yeah.
yeah,
Sort of,
Like
yeah.
character.
And he's basically,
character.
Drawing us all with like big foreheads and massive teeth.
yeah. He's just sort of like flicking through there, but he doesn't. No, nothing really comes to his mind. Sorry, I'm no help.
Sorry to interrupt. I thought it might be thought it might just be worth putting it past a demon expert.
Fair.
Yeah. All we really know about this thing is that it's really, really old.
How long have you been dealing with it for?
Static noises. How long has this campaign been going on for, Chris?
How old was Cat in the vision where the creature killed her family?
It's not been a year.
It's not been a year. It's getting close. So you and Romulus met back in early spring, and you're currently in late autumn, getting close to winter. So it's been 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8.5 months.
So, 8.5 months. It's yeah. It wasn't this bad. It's ever changing.
Yeah, it doesn't look fun.
Sure. She's been the strongest person we've got in our group. In terms of tenacity, you won't get anyone as tough as this kid.
Oh, by the way, as it juts a hand straight out towards you, this, as a chain pokes its head out from the sleeve, this is Cychania. She's also my friend.
Hello, he kind of like, I don't know how tall you would be compared to me, but he kind of like leans in and goes, hello?
Don't get too close, it'll take your brain.
So, in terms of height, because Cat is a teenage centaur, she'd be about, like, probably 6 foot at max, I believe.
She's
So
5 foot,
about my height.
5'8".
5'8".
Yeah, so literally.
Okay.
Yeah, probably a little bit, tiny bit smaller than me then, basically.
Yeah. As she otherwise stretches out her hand, you see the one with the mouth on it and what looks to be a few eyes here or there that kind of shift and almost move in and out of the arm. You see that there is a kind of a thick crystalline chain of some form with kind of almost these feathered protrusions that runs all the way up and coils around Cat's arm, otherwise coming from inside of a sleeve that seems to be tucked further in. And at the head of it is this large, almost fanned out crystalline arrowhead to it. And as Cat kind of gestures for it, you watch as the head on its own just kind of lifts and looks at you.
Okay. Yeah, but Beau's quite interested in that. He's like, awesome. Always wanted a pet.
Well, I figure I'm not going through every single one of my summons. We'll be here for a while.
Yes.
Yeah.
He will literally be here.
I've got quite a lot.
I'm sure I'll meet him along the way.
Yeah.
Well, in case no one's officially said it, welcome to the room, man. It'd be cool to have your skill set.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Hopefully it won't be a short thing.
Nah,
really,
stick around with
like
us.
Nearly
You
dying
will
in the
never
first
die.
session.
Also up against the sweat.
throws a towel.
It's fine.
Yeah, literally.
How many towels has this party got?
We got quite a lot. It's one sweat towel. It's making its rounds.
We have no rations, only towels.
Oh, that thing is grim at this point.
It is.
Oh, it's fantastic. And it's only getting grimmer.
Cat's hand
Between
starts
sweat
sweating, and you're like wiping it off, and you're like, "Oh, that's not good."
Between
gonna
sweat
say-
episodes, there's Tula's trying to
Sweat's more
clean it.
The sweat's more congealing into a slime at this point.
That's fine. Tula will be able to deal with
Brother.
it. Oh, your brother.
All right. Well, it's fucking cold out here. Should we head up?
Mm-hmm.
All right, let's go.
Okay.
Also, sorry. Just as the kind of group go ahead slightly, do you mind if I just have a quick word with Kat?
Yeah.
Hey, I wanted to run this past you, obviously, because it's your granddad. This whole shit's kind of messed up, and it could be a bit of a tender situation, but I have had no luck trying to figure out what this symbol means, and Mortar will kind of draw the symbol in like the mud, like with his stalker blade. Just draw it.
The triangle with the drop
this-
in it.
the-
Or what?
The triangle with the was it an eye or a drop?
It was on the table.
It was on
Yeah,
the
it
table.
was, yeah.
I couldn't tell you.
I think it was an eye.
Is it? Hold on. Let me double check if it's under here.
I think so.
There it is.
But-
The double
yeah.
triangle with the
That's
teardrop
the
in the middle.
Yeah, I'll draw that out kind of crudely because I don't want to get it too accurate, just in case there is some like bullshit that happens with it. But enough to get the point across.
No,
And
I'd
I'll
never
say,
do something like that.
this-
Flashbacks to campaign 1.
No, you absolutely freaking would.
Yeah.
And he basically says, when I went off on a rampage, apparently this was, or when Snap went on a rampage, this was a something that he left behind, and I kind of just want to know the meaning of it. Like, don't get me wrong, I don't want to dive back into that hellhole, that hellscape that I was put in. I don't want that for anybody. But I need to know what my powers can do, or otherwise, how am I supposed to control them? And I was hoping to show this to your granddad, and if he's as powerful a magic user as you say, he should be pretty knowledgeable, and hopefully he has something. And also, and he'll draw a black scorpion as well and say, a while back when we went into one of the cities, found that there are runes hidden on Black Scorpion, and you can't see them with the naked eye, but I think, again, I have too many questions, and he seems like a wellspring of information. But obviously, you come first. You know, we want to make sure that you are safe, and we want to make sure that you're okay before I begin chasing potentially dead ends. So,
No.
just wanted to make sure that that was okay with you.
No, that's fine. I mean, if we survive the ass whooping, he's probably going to dish out because, you know, I don't imagine he's going to be too happy about me running away and leaving a lot of questions unanswered. I don't know.
Hey.
He also might want to
Hey.
take me, but nonetheless, yeah, by all means, ask him. And there's someone
Hey.
else. Oh, yeah.
No, you're good. You've made a name for yourself out here. Like, you don't need anyone's permission. You are more than enough. All right.
Yeah, but I'm the only family he's got, so he might be very protective.
Worried.
His line
Yeah,
ends with
well.
me at the moment.
Yeah. Well, sometimes family you're born into isn't all it's cracked up to be.
And I'll do one last thing. Also, if he can't, which I'll be very surprised if he can't give you some information. Do you remember in the library we came across the book in regards to your thing?
Yeah.
Your-
I think that's where we found the runes thing.
Yeah. The
Yeah,
person that wrote that book was Tarscott. I know her.
Wait, what?
You might have
You
some
know
answer.
the you know the author of that book?
Yeah.
Will we see them at your trial?
I mean, I would say probably not, but she was involved in researching the ruins, so I can't say no. She might be.
Okay.
She might
We're gonna
be.
put that on the we'll put that on the back burner for now. Let's focus on one thing at a time. Because I'll just get distracted and shit will go sideways real freaking quick. So let's get this over with. And then after that we'll figure out what to do next. In the meantime, I'm worried about Kirv. Something's not right. She's not right now.
No, that's some heavy news. I mean,
No kidding, yeah. I mean,
and her family are still
Yeah.
there.
yeah, I know. Kind of feel for the new guy though. I mean, joining us this far into the level of shit we're in. I mean, I hope he can. He deals with demons. I'm sure he can handle us.
Yeah. Well, it'll either work or it won't. Hopefully it will. He seems to be dealing with us so far.
Yeah, for sure. There's an adjustment period. Anyway, let's friggin' go. City won't wait.
No, that's fair. And we'll plod on, catch up, and
Okay.
get there.
Catching up with the rest of your party, you travel up into Braylin. As you're drawing closer and heading up, it doesn't take long for you to catch up with the rest of your party. As you note that all four of them have stopped. And as Kat, you draw up, you can see why they have stopped. As standing before you is a tall, regalish individual, a long robe otherwise cloaking their form, what looks to be a large serpentine elemental at one side, and to the other a crustacean-like crab one built of stone and kind of heavy earthwork. You also see, standing to their right and left, you see what looks to be a large Minotaur individual, a large battle axe, otherwise strapped to their back, or great axe strapped to their back, as they're kind of eyeing up the situation of all of you. And to the other side, where you were expecting, Kat, to see someone that you would know, this is someone you don't. As you see before you almost a Ishlan individual, kind of an elven individual, but the ears are frilled like that of a merfolk. You see they wear a kind of a thin cap, similar to that of Beau's, atop his head, and is currently just leaning up against the crab elemental and just holding their own. They are very clearly blocking one of the entrances to the unwalled city.
You
watch as Omveki
Terador is with me.
Yep, you watch up as Omveki plods up next to you, or plods up next to Theamar, who the rest of you see.
Guys, friend or foe?
Pat pokes her head round of Romulus. Hi. Long time no see, Grandad.
You hear the sound of his hooves as he slowly gets closer to you, one step at a time.
I will go to meet him.
Okay. You go to meet him.
Mortar's watching this very closely. Like he's really unsure, like as to what this guy's reaction is going to be, because this guy is oozing aura right now, and he's just there like, I don't know what this guy's move's going to be. So he's just kind of standing there. He wants to walk forward with Cat, but he's kind of like this family moment and shit. But
you can see like Cat's body language completely changed. Like,
the
he's
what?
terrified.
Oh, I'm walking with her then. If she looks terrified, I'm walking with her.
No, it's okay. Pterodor would probably stop you. He'd head you off. He's
Okay, cool.
gonna track behind her.
Okay, cool.
As you watch as Theomar draws closer, the elementals remain further back. They don't move. They're holding the line, so to say. And as he draws close, say less than a foot away from you, as you both stop in the middle. Ellie?
Granddad? Hi.
You've grown.
Yeah, I've also grown a lot of things.
He looks towards the tentacle arms appraisingly. Indeed. You're nervous about seeing me again?
Yeah. I'm sorry. I mean, I figured I needed to tell you before we go to court what happened, but
I've been watching.
it kind of was my fault. But I mean, there's a chance I can save them. I think.
Theomar remains silent, as if appraising. You're all tired. Should get some rest. We'll travel tomorrow. His eyes dart up towards Romulus and then slowly glance over the rest of the party before he turns around and walks away.
The cat just inhale, exhale. Just...
Vecchi plods up. You alright?
He didn't seem impressed.
Maybe it'll take a bit of impressing. We're staying... Vecchi otherwise kind of almost begins to try and remember where it is you're staying. We're staying at my usual place, the Twisted Tap.
Okay.
Your grandfather's got a mansion set up in there.
Okay. Back to the mansion. Mum and Dad are in there. Okay. Pterodor's still around. He's doing good.
Good.
I have
good.
2 more.
Good to hear. Glad you're able to handle them with what happened last time.
We still have to try and take control. Unfortunately, just as someone doesn't like to play fair.
I mean, it makes sense, that sort of thing would happen.
Yeah.
But I'm glad you're safe.
Yeah.
Kamir's been in contact, by the way. Told me what happened.
What, in the city?
Yeah. She'll be providing evidence of her experience with you and your group at the court.
Okay.
Originally, she was just an observer, but after meeting you face to face, she's now giving evidence.
Oh.
Not necessarily a bad thing, just keep that in
No,
mind.
just trying to think back. Did I do anything? I lost control but didn't harm anyone. I was shot. Should be okay. Okay. Well, I met one of the people that sealed the creature.
Intriguing.
He said that I'm doing well compared to the others.
The others?
I guess there was some before me.
Huh.
But apparently I'm doing well, and Cytania's doing well, and can be fixed. I've just got to get her stronger, which is what we're going to be doing in Zakers soon.
Right. And, well, he seems a bit frazzled, as if not knowing what to say.
You just give him a hug. Thank
He-
you for coming.
He accepts the hug. He kind of taps you on the back gently. Glad you're
Okay.
doing well.
Yeah, we're all still here. Still here, so that's all good. We need to cash in a bounty for. Oh, this is a new one, and Cat kind of drags Becky over.
Yeah. He follows you over as you reapproach your party.
But
Sorry, Chris. Have we met on Becky?
I
I
can't
Sorry, I
remember.
wasn't sure whether to say anything or not.
No,
I
no,
don't know
no.
if I have.
Mortar hasn't, because we had WizardCon, went back to Zakers, and then met Damien and Mortar.
Yeah,
so he
so
hasn't met
That's right.
either.
No. So both of you.
Okay. So drag on Becky over. So this is on Becky. He's my mentor.
You see
And
a
this
haggard-looking older dwarf, but you recognize, I'd say both of you recognize some form of important position, possibly militaristic, if you're otherwise not sure. But an important position seems to be, or rank at the very least, seems to be shown on their garments.
and this is gestures to Mortar for him to introduce.
Yeah, it would be like Mortar will kind of look him up and down and go, "An old soldier, huh? I can respect that."
Mm.
Mortar, I'll
Becky.
kind of I won't shake his hand, but I will just kind of like nod, kind of just like greeting.
Yeah, he does the same.
Okay.
Nice.
And then this is the newest one. We've just stumbled across him in the camp, and gestures to Beau.
And Becky appraises you, looking you up and down. So you've just picked this one up, you said?
Yeah, we met him at a camp.
And they're already being dragged into all of this.
Well, I mean, when you put it like that, he said he wanted to join and travel with us because he didn't want to travel alone, and we accepted him, and I guess trial by fire?
What's your name, kid? Talking to you, Beau.
Apologies, I didn't realise I was muted.
That's alright.
So when you first announced, he tilted his hat and said howdy, and yeah, the name's Beau Cooper, and I wouldn't quite say I'm being dragged around.
And you're fine with travelling with these individuals?
I've travelled with far worse and a lot more ugly.
You're right about one of those.
I can understand and relate to that. Well, seems like your group is changing hands relatively, not often, but by my standard it's a bit odd.
What do you mean?
Well, you didn't lose any of your previous friends, did you?
Well, Kay kind of got. Well, he hasn't recovered from this bag of holding incident. Then Damien has stayed behind in Arthur Row, was it?
Yeah.
Yeah, he
Like,
was like
he's-
he was some kind of guardian of something. I don't know.
Guardian of the
Yeah,
Archives.
He's a guardian of
That's
the
right.
archives, so he could relieve the guy that was currently there because he wanted to kind of go and live his life. So Damien chose to stay behind there. Yeah, they were the only two that have changed, aren't they? Because
Didn't meet Lloyd. Yeah.
no, he didn't meet Lloyd. So yeah, they're the only two. They've not died. Well, I mean, I don't really understand the situation of Kay, but Damien's doing fine.
Mm. Well,
Just sometimes duty
that's
calls.
something at least.
Hmm.
Like your grandfather said, though, it might be worth getting some rest. And hey, it means the rest of you get to see the mansion to yourselves.
Sick.
Nice. Okay, well, I guess we'll head towards the hotel and the mansion.
The Twisted
I'm
Tap.
assuming we won't be able to cash in the bounty before, as it's quite late.
They'll
Normally
still
those kinds of places stay open.
they'll,
Yeah, normally those kinds of
they'll
places
still
are
be open. Yeah.
late. Yeah, like
If Beau, you wanted to head to your contractor to.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll go get that done. Yeah.
Okay.
Meet you at the Twisted Tap.
Tips the hat again.
Okay.
hey,
Vector
Kirv,
nods.
Kirv, do you mind if maybe you and I take a quick detour before we meet the others?
Sure.
Cool.
Okay. As everyone heads.
Actually, Beau, if you don't mind, would
Yeah.
you mind if I tagged along with you?
Yeah, go for it, man.
Thank you.
Kat, you gonna be okay?
Romulus is with her, as is on
Oh,
Vector.
wrong. Yes, I got.
Oh,
and I've got
right,
the
okay.
door.
Cool. Yeah,
And
that's
my
what I was thinking. I
emotional
was like,
support
oh
cat.
shit, like she will literally be facing this on her own. I was like, oh, that's not a good idea.
No, that's alright.
Get the Twisted Tap and we're not there.
Okay. So everyone heads their own separate ways. We'll start with Beau and Vinny, because that will be I imagine the most simple of the encounters here. As you wander off, you know exactly where you're headed. You approach what looks to be the exterior of. I wouldn't quite call it a guild. I wouldn't quite call it like a house either. It's somewhere in between. Something similar to what may have once been a converted storage yard and warehouse. You approach the exterior of it, and you enter in a partially open door. As you enter in through the exterior, this being not necessarily a common sight to you, Beau, but you've been informed. You know that these individuals pay well. As Vinny, you're seeing this for the first time. You see the interior of this place is otherwise lofted high with walkways and catwalks overhead. You can see a plethora of different individuals currently sat around what looks to be a series of tables. And among them, almost in an auction-like fashion, you see what look to be noblemen or individuals who are, from what you can tell, willing to pay, and they're going along and picking individuals to complete contracts. Think of it like a fashion walk, but for bounty hunters.
Badass.
As you enter in, you can kind of hear and see the hustle and bustle. You can see individuals sat at tables kind of watching as individuals go by. A few individuals kind of flashing a few sword skills, others kind of doing the traditional badassery of not doing anything and just walking up, kind of doing a turn and walking back out. As you walk in, Beau, you beeline and you see one individual and you begin to beeline towards them. As you approach, you see I wouldn't call them rotund by any means, but definitely an engorged individual. You see what looks to be a humanoid individual, possibly with a little bit of orcish blood in them, from what you can tell, maybe ogre. You know this to be your contractor, as he sits there with a cigar in his mouth, currently watching individuals walk up and down as you approach.
I'll lean in and I'll take the cigar from his mouth, and then I'll take a puff of it. I'll say afternoon. Well, afternoon, evening. Can't remember what time it was.
It'll be evening at this point.
Evening. Yeah. So I'll say good evening as I take the cigar from his mouth and take a puff.
He reaches out a hand to take it back.
It's fucking class, dude.
Takes a puff himself. Good to see you've returned in one piece. So,
you expect any less?
You do the job?
Yeah, kind of. I get the contract out, and then I also get the material that I took, the proof.
He kind of lifts up the piece of cloth and almost lifts it, and you watch as a attendant nearby walks over, takes the cloth, and puts in what looks to be some form of almost like a jeweler's loop, and begins to take a look at it before whispering something in his ear. Looks like the job's done. Picked up a friend along the way, then. Looks up at Vinny.
Actually.
Hope you're not wanting to...
suppose you could say that.
Hope you're not looking to get more pay for your job just because you picked up friends.
No. I'd never do that to you.
We were... Some friends and I were at the same place at the same time, looking for something else. We stumbled into each other.
Hello. Oh, yeah.
Fair enough. You also a mercenary individual?
A bit of a jack of all trades, really, but I dabble in some kinds of work.
Alright then. Well, if you're ever looking for work, you got my approval on that part. As he looks at you, Beau, he kind of snaps his fingers, and you watch as another attendant walks over. He hands the contract to them, and moments later, after casting a few spells, they place what looks to be a bag of what you would know to be 600 platinum pieces in.
Ooh. Real shit.
Did the job well. And as agreed, if there's anything else that you require as part of your contract, whether that be a restock on supplies, ammunition, or, in your case, blast powder, you're more than welcome to ask for it. Or smoke powder, sorry.
Yeah, I'll definitely take a refresh. I think off the top of my head I used 9 sanctified bullets.
Yeah.
So
getting a refresh of those would definitely be worth it.
Yeah, I'll definitely get a refresh on all of it.
Okay.
Yeah.
He looks to you, Vinny, takes a kind of a puff of his cigar, blows out a little bit of it, kind of the almost almond-coloured complexion of this individual, a little bit saggy in sections along the edge of the jawline where there's kind of tufts of hair that aren't really a beard, but there's an attempt being made, it would seem. What's your name?
Please call me... would I be calling you?
You cut out for a second then. Did you say Vinny? Or...
Yes, please call me Vinny. And what would I be calling you?
Tavir Margot. Run one of the enterprises round here. If I need things done, I'll ask. And is your group reliable? Strong? Clever?
Nah.
Why?
Hands.
We are. We are one of those things.
But not all at the same
It's
time.
like, why? Are you looking to hire us?
Maybe. Beau has been doing work for me for the past 2 or 3 contracts, gets the job done, takes care of the individual that I need dealt with, goes from there.
Well,
You're a
I have the
package
chance
deal
to
now.
witness him. The chance to witness him up close. I can understand why you would make a repeat customer of him.
He's stingy with the cigarettes, though.
Just because I know you'll get through them all in a day. He otherwise
Sure.
kind of rubs it in the ashtray in the middle of the table.
What a waste.
Well,
Well,
I'll tell you what. If you're interested in meeting the whole group, I can find a time to bring them all around here.
Sounds good. Alternatively, you can meet me at my estate and we can potentially discuss some more private business if you're interested.
as long as you pay better, I'll be up for it.
Won't be easy, I can tell you that much.
It's never easy with you.
Never is.
That's fine. Nothing's easy with us. We muddle through. We do
Where are
have.
we staying? Sorry.
Sorry, we do have a lot on our plate at this exact moment, but I'm sure there's always time for business.
Of course. Well, if you do find the time, I'm always willing to hire a bunch of meat grinders, shall we say.
May just take you up on that. Although, I don't mind my saying, that's not quite why I came here today.
Looks at
I
you with a quizzical
was
look.
hoping to find out a little more about this particular contract. Only because we unwittingly found ourselves in the middle of it, looking for some stolen property.
In what regard?
The target, do you know who they were?
Aye, I do.
You must have known them well enough to set the contract, but
Yeah, took 3 of
how
my
much did
workers.
you know about them?
Travelling circus came to town. A few of my workers went to it. Gave them a little bit of time off for it. A few days later, they never came to work. I sent one of my men to go investigate, see what was going on. They'd been missing. Tracked them down to otherwise staying with the group. Hired a few individuals to do some investigations. Discovered that the circus was parked nearby. And I asked Beau here to give him a visit. Find out what he could. After a little bit of scoping out, I assume, holds up the cloth, you dealt with him after whatever he'd done to him.
Yeah, something like that.
You get the distinct impression he doesn't know that they're demons.
Yeah.
Okay.
Why? They stole something from you too?
Beau kind of turns to Vinny. I don't think we're going to get a lot of answers from him.
Don't be so hasty.
Yeah.
There's always money to be made in trading secrets. What is it they stole?
How much do you want?
Let's say... Tell me what it is they want, and I'll set a price accordingly.
That's a generous offer. The thing is, this isn't my secret to tell.
Fair enough. Well, If you change your mind.
And I'll make a point of taking you up on that offer to discuss work. Perhaps someone else will be interested in answering your questions. For the right price, of course.
Maybe.
But, so you didn't know anything about this circus until they rolled into town by happenstance?
Nah. Didn't serve me
You
with
only
any
found out about
interest.
them because of the disappearances.
Exactly. People disappeared, strange things happened. Found out they'd been hitting multiple towns and taking people. Some form of magic they were doing. Not sure entirely what, but people were going missing. Others found dead in their homes. Throats torn out. Strange shit going on.
It is a pity. In dealing with them, we didn't really get many answers out of them.
It's a shame. Would have been nice to know they suffered a bit after what they've done, but can't judge every person by the same cloth. Anyway, if you want to talk to me more about my offers, whatever that case may be, talking about information, seeing about getting a job that might be more profitable to you. How big's your group, by the way?
Now, including Beau, we're up to 6. We have a bit of a diversity in skill set, so...
Got an interesting job that might be up your street then, if you're interested. But it will take several days, maybe even weeks, so... Find time to do it, but I'm in no rush. I just need something for my mantelpiece.
Right you are then. I'll bear this in mind.
Where is it we're staying again?
Twisted Tap.
Twisted Tower?
Twisted Tap.
Oh, the Twisted Tap. Well, if you do get the information, just send someone to the Twisted Tap. I think that's where we're staying.
If you're looking to buy information or looking to get some work done, you can come to my estate. I'll let them know that you might be expected. They'll be looking for you at the door. Nods towards you, Beau.
Yeah, no worries. Always a pleasure.
Always.
Kind of tips the hat again.
Takes out a new cigar, lights it, kind of leans back, and you see that he's kind of watching for individuals as a few more are beginning to kind of move back and forward. Very much looking to sell the service of a mercenary or hired killer. You get the sense that this may not necessarily be a regular occurrence, but this is something which people do attend on, some en masse, some less so. Seems to be a quieter evening for the most part in here. Okay, you head back.
Anything else you want to do, Vinny? Or?
Yes. Yeah, no, I'm finished. Thank you.
Okay. And you head back to the Twisted Tap. Do we want to stop there for tonight and reconvene next week? Or, well, I guess the question should be, Dan, will you be available for the beginning of next session next week?
Oh, good question. I don't know. Hold on.
But while it's fresh in the head, if they want to do their...
Yeah, I'll do that. I'll say while it's fresh in the head and while we know that you're here, if you and Kirv want to have your part as you two begin
if that works for everyone.
Yeah, I'm fine.
Mm-hmm.
As you kind of feel the cold air kind of rushing through. It's refreshing. It's not chilling or freezing by any means, but it's refreshing. It's a fresh night out tonight. People are moving through the streets wearing kind of hooded robes, a few wearing different coloured masks. You can see that there are ones that may have been made of some form of paper mache by kids, and they're enjoying the time out. There are various food vendors who are enjoying it, lanterns hanging overhead, and you can see that there are what look to be I wouldn't quite call them a band, but there seems to be a roving group of individuals all dressed up like different undead creatures kind of wandering through town, pretending to be ghosts or skeletons or whatever.
Mortar kind of chuckled to himself and look to Kirv. I guess what am I seeing right now? Like what's Kirv's kind of just passive kind of like expression?
Oh, she's her surroundings should be interesting her right now. This is cool. This is cool stuff. But she's kind of just got her eyes glazed over. Like there's a wall between her and the outside.
For sure. Mortar understands intimately what it means to have a very strong feeling, like reaction to something that has happened. And sometimes what you need isn't someone asking if you're okay or asking if you want to talk about it. So Mortar is going to guide Kirv, just walking with her, just in silence, just quietly. If she wants to, he's here. If not, Mortar is going to guide them to a bar. He's going to find a quiet corner, preferably near a fireplace, and he's going to basically tell the barkeep just to keep the drinks coming until the lady has enough, basically. And he's just going to sit there and he's going to just be present. So, you know, at least she's not on her own, but she can also be alone with her thoughts if she needs to.
She will take one drink to show gratitude. But I think she'll sort of leave it so there's a bit in the bottom of the cup so she isn't like asking for another one yet. And she sort of looking down into the glass just says to Mortar, I never said thank you during that fight. You pulled me back when I was on the edge. I know it was you. Thank you.
Mortar raises his glass and says, well, family's got to look out for each other. But it was a gamble, and I'm glad I made it.
We live another day.
Somehow. Holy shit. Honestly, Hey, can I run something past you?
Mm-hmm.
Recently, well, not so much recently. I've been feeling a little left out. Like I'm not. I don't know. Like no matter what I say to people, to my team, to anyone I meet, that no matter what I say or no matter what I do, I think people have a preconditioned opinion that I'm gonna fuck everything up for them. I think that now that we're so close to everything going on with Cat, whatever else the fuck is going on, do you think I can still be of use to this team? If anything, maybe new gunslinger showing up is a sign that my work is done.
Sorry, did you say yours or ours?
Oh, I said mine.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. I get the feeling I'm not really wanted here. I mean, sure, like, I mean, you and I, like, I understand. Like, you know, I know this isn't coming from me about you or anything. This is just. I think I don't know, maybe it's just the drink talking, but. Maybe I'm not cut out for this whole team thing. Just kind of feels like my input, my experiences, my skill set. I feel like it's not necessarily acknowledged by everybody that I'm not taken seriously. Have you ever felt like the world's worst joke? You ever experienced anything like that?
Maybe my whole life.
Mortar would chuckle and neck his drink back to that.
And I'd like to think I know a failure when I see one, and that it's not you. You've died for this group. You've saved my life. Ultimately, it's your choice, obviously. And she sort of reaches out and sort of very gently lays her hand on his. I hope you stay.
I want to see all this through. I don't want to leave you guys in, especially right now, everything going on. I'd be a pretty bad friend if I didn't stick around for Patton. I don't want to go. Unless things change, I have to be true to me. Civility and all that, that's just not who I am. There's a time and a place for trying to talk to people, for words. There's also a time to be pulling that goddamn trigger. I don't know if everybody understands that, but I'm hoping that maybe with some time and I don't know.
Between you and me, I think. Sorry, I'm not sure if Dan is still talking. It's sort of zoning in and out.
No, I'm listening. Sorry, I wasn't saying anything.
It's okay. That's all right. Yeah, between you and me, I think a lot of this group has had the privilege of the time to talk through things with people they don't agree with. They're more trusting than I think either of us are. I'm still not really on board with Beau, but I can see his merit. We'll get there. We'll get there. Don't worry, Steve.
No, I'm sorry. I know this is an important moment, but I couldn't have enough.
That's all
You're
right.
good, brother.
I wouldn't trust him either.
Yeah.
I think I think things are heating up. And I think you're right. I think we're going to have to make the difficult calls. We don't have the privilege so much anymore to wait.
Yeah, I think you're right. Mortar will pour himself another drink, and he'll offer to pour one for Kirv as well.
I don't know what I'm going to come out with if I keep drinking.
I understand. Mortar will put the bottle just kind of back and just kind of lean back, kind of just look at the reflection of the fire through the alcohol and the glass and just kind of look into it for a minute. I'm worried about Cat.
Cat.
Yeah.
Hmm.
The look that she got when she saw her granddad, something didn't sit right with me. I don't
No?
know. Just, something about it's a little off. Maybe it's what you get for having so much magic power and being so old, I guess. Ancient.
I'm sorry, you're going roboty and quieter.
Oh, I'm sorry. Is it better if I move a little closer like that?
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
much better.
Oh, okay. I will stay here.
I don't like the way he looked at her.
No, I don't. The way he looked at her didn't look like family to me.
I don't
just
know.
looked like someone who, I don't know. It looked to me like someone who hadn't gotten their own way. They wanted things done a certain way, and it wasn't done the way they wanted. And that was the look of someone who can't take being told no. I've seen it looking back at me in the mirror a fair few times.
Aren't we all a bit like that?
To an extent. I mean, actually, yeah. No, I'm pretty sure all of us are like that. Holy shit, we are. We need to get better. So we need to get better at taking no's. Seriously.
Yeah, I get what you mean. But family can be complicated.
Yeah.
As I'm sure you know.
So, I don't actually really know. The only family I had was, oh, she's probably long gone by now, but I don't know much about my own family, to be honest. So, the only thing I know for real is that you guys were my family. That's the only taste of family I've really had, except for... And Mortar will just kind of stare just absolutely into his drink for a minute.
I should tell you. This was way back. But on one of the times when you first joined and you ran away and we tried to find you, my Eugene and Filch might have overheard you saying some things. Information about you that I should not know, and I didn't tell anyone else, but I didn't say to you that I knew that in case I needed to use it. But obviously we're far beyond that kind of distrust.
No, that's You made the right call. I would have done the same.
I appreciate that.
You're good. Trust me. I mean, if someone came walking into my house, pointing guns at children and threatening, it's like I would probably want to keep some dirt on that person too. So, don't have anything to apologize for. If anything, I appreciate the fact I was worth keeping notes of.
Well, between you and me, I think that mother and her kid looked a bit crooked anyway.
Tell me about it. Seriously, there was something in that kid's eyes. I'm kidding. I'm not even kidding. It looked at me like I will take that gun from you and I will put it in your mouth. Okay?
Mm-hmm.
Like, I kid you not. Mortar's definitely into his cups a little bit by now. He's probably had about maybe 3 or 4, and it's starting to show a little bit. Like, he's getting a bit more animated. He's a little more, not rambling per se, but kind of almost comically just kind of talking and just generally trying to raise the spirits and just like have a bit of a laugh and just kind of forget about just like all the shit that's about to go down with like Cat, just really get some stress off, and he's hoping to invite Kirv in on that energy.
What was that sound?
I have no idea.
Someone's died.
No.
Maybe.
So would you say we're sort of winding down the conversation?
I'd say so.
Because
Mortar just continues like kind of talking and just like occasionally like he'll stop and just kind of let it be, like just let the silence hang for a little bit before coming up with something that he thinks is witty and clever, which probably is really stupid.
But very
just
endearing and sweet to Kirv in this moment.
I will take it. Yeah, so Mortar's definitely winding down for sure.
I suppose then last note, I would say, as both of them are starting to get a bit more tired and Kirv perhaps lets down one of her guards and is just sort of says, "Can I ask a favor?" And you won't, and don't judge me for this.
Yeah, sure, shoot. Mortar will make a drink.
Can you just put your arm around me for a bit?
Mortar just kind of, without saying anything, picks up his chair, moves it next to Kirv, and just puts his arm around her shoulder. Doesn't pull her in necessarily, but like just enough to give her that security that he's here and he just looks into the fire.
I like that ending.
Okay. With the party spending some time away, Cat and Romulus head to the Twisted Tap. Arriving, you find the mansion within. As Cat, you enter the mansion, a familiar space, a long corridor fitted with what looks to be stained glass windows on either side with a look of something moving beyond. In the middle, a central chamber, otherwise cylindrical in design. Several doors, each of which with names on it. Far more than previously, although when you were here it was just you and your grandfather and his guards. As you enter, you note that the center of the chamber is that of a sand pit. And as you enter, Romulus seems a bit concerned as your grandfather pulls out a wand. Show me that you have what it takes.
Oh no.
Oh, fuck?
As he stamps a hoof on the sand, you feel
Hell yeah.
a sudden pull as you are pulled into the arena, and as Romulus goes to bang against the side of it, hitting against almost this solid wall of sand, trying to break through it. You watch as one of Theomar's guards, the Minotaur, grabs Romulus and slams him against the wall in not a act of I will kill you, but more of an act of this is not your fight. And that is where we will end the session for tonight.
Mm.
Good shit. Good shit.
Cool.
Boy.
So,
Is this one of those things, Kat, where you don't have any attack spells prepped?
Look, hang on.
Oh,
No,
I know
Jamie,
what that means.
I don't have to unattune from my elemental detonation thing now because I don't have to worry about sending. I also still have Crystal Lotus up, and I've got Treladex and all of my elementals.
Oh shit! Are they in the arena with you, or is it just? You?
No, they're all charged. Pterodor will be with me. 'cause
Oh,
he's
right,
got-
yeah,
right.
you'll need to summon them, but likewise, Pterodor or Theomar, the inspiration for why you have your elementals, is standing right here.
Yep. He also has some. So
Yeah, and unlike you, he can have 2 out at a time.
yeah, I rub it in. So a lot of cat
Badass and
spells.
unnecessary.
A lot of cat spells. They are mermaids. So the Titan armor that she has that gives her like 19 AC. Yeah, someone else has got it, but better.
Oh, well, that's unfortunate.
Guess what a lot of her spells were based of inspiration off of? He's standing right there. But I digress. So, thank you all for watching. Hopefully you enjoyed. We will be back next week as normal for a session, unless for some reason we have to cancel. Sorry for the late start and the technical difficulties. Hopefully we don't have them again next week, because if we do, I might need to start worrying about saving up for a new computer. So,
He said no.
so yes. Thank you everyone. Hopefully you enjoyed, and we will see you next week. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye.